Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Something Metal, where I talk about all my favorite bands, genres, music, and just about anything metal. My name is Josh Mandel, and welcome. I'm doing this all freehand, so I'm sorry that if I suck. And I'd like to, right now, talk about Black Sabbath. Here's a closer look at the album. I'm sorry if it's backwards, because I'm doing this on an iPhone. But this is one of the greatest albums ever, along with another album off the same band, same year, Paranoid, which is probably my more favorite album by them. Whatever. Sorry that this video is gonna suck, but it's my first time doing YouTube. Black Sabbath was originally released, well, not released, but formed in 1968 by the guitarist Tony Iommi, alongside the band members Geezer Butler, who was the bassist, Bill Ward, who is the drummer, and the most famous Ozzy Osbourne, who is the singer, who would of course later be kicked out and form his own solo band, and there'd be this back and forth thing. But I'm not here to talk about that. Black Sabbath originally got their name when a movie by the same name came out in one of their movie theaters. It was comprised of a bunch of horror stories, and I believe it was Italian or one of some other country that released the film in the UK, but they saw it and they knew that that would have to be their name, because the name they were going by, Earth, was not doing it. Both of these records, Paranoid and Black Sabbath, were released the same year. I'm not sure if that was ever intentional or not, but it worked out. Originally, the place they were going to play at by the name Earth, they go there and the guy was like, "You're not playing the songs that you said you were going to play," so that's when they knew they had to change their name. Because of them, they sparked a new generation of music. They sparked the generation of doom metal, heavy metal, just in general, all heavy metal, that's how they're kind of classified, and stoner metal, which would be later on other albums. I really don't know anything about the other albums yet, because I've yet to listen to them, and I'd like to take a focus onto this album first, the album that kind of started it all. The tracks on this album include that of Black Sabbath, The Wizard, Wasp, Behind the Wall of Sleep, basically NIB, Wicked World, A Bit Finger, Sleeping Village, and Warning. That's only off of this album, though. This is the bonus tracked album, which I love to death. But if anything, I like Paranoid a little more, because Paranoid is a little more, like I said, doom. Black Sabbath's cover wasn't taken originally by the band. In fact, most people, I would assume, would think that this is Ozzy, but this is not. This is instead just some random woman at some random house that the people that Warner Brothers decided, hey, this looks pretty creepy. Probably my favorite track off this album would happen to be The Wizard and NIB and Basically. Probably because with The Wizard, I never knew Ozzy played harmonica, and it was a lot different to hear it on something that I never knew. I never expected Ozzy or anybody in metal to really be playing a harmonica, and when I heard that, I kind of fell in love with the track. For Basically in NIB, Basically has the startup of Geezer Butler on bass, and it sounds amazing. And then NIB rolls in, and NIB is about how the devil meets somebody. They meet somebody and they fall in love with them, and they essentially become a better person, which I think is actually pretty cool. And then moving on, we have Paranoid, which again was released the same year as Black Sabbath. Now, this artwork is a little different. This was actually Ozzy's idea, I believe, back when he was suggesting ideas to the group. And it's hard to kind of describe this. I don't know what this guy is exactly. At first I thought he was a conquistador. At first when I saw this as a kid, I thought, oh wow, this is just a guy running at you with a sword. But later on, it became more than that. The tracks off of this album are War Pigs, Paranoid, Planet Caravan, Iron Man, Electric Funeral, Hand of Doom, Rat Salad, and Fairies Wear Boots. Now, a lot of people actually don't know the story about Iron Man, which, as anyone knows, it's not about, Marvel's Iron Man at all. It's instead about how a man travels forward in time and sees the future. And he sees the future, and he comes back because it's all destroyed. The whole world is destroyed when he looks in the future. He comes back to the present, and all of this metal, just because of a magnetic field, gets suctioned onto him. Because of that, he looks very different. He looks like a man of iron. He's Iron Man. And everyone doesn't want to talk to him. No one likes the way he looks. He's weird. Don't talk to him. Don't look at him. He's strange. So, out of hate and anger, what this man now does is he destroys the world, killing millions of people, and pretty much he causes the future to happen. The destruction he saw when he traveled time for the future of mankind. He made that future happen. Another one of my favorite songs off this album actually is Electric Funeral, because it's slow and it catches you off guard rather than all the other songs, War Pigs, Paranoid. But same goes for that of Hand of Doom. It's slow and it's steady paced. And that's kind of how doom metal got its name, from Hand of Doom. It was taken off of that song Hand of Doom, which both of those two songs I feel like could go together, like how basically an NIB or a Wicked World did with all those in the first album, because they just sound like how when one ends, the other one takes up, and it's perfectly placed in the album, and I wouldn't change that for the world. Another thing that I really like is how War Pigs reflects on a lot of the, at the time, I would want to say, wars that have gone on, politics. So, and it's always good to see it. And they're unfortunately split up, Black Sabbath, but they're still a very great band nonetheless. Even after Ozzy left and they changed up everything, he came back later on after a bunch of singers came and went. There was Dio, there was, can't even remember the other guy's name. But if you enjoy this music, I would definitely check this out if this is your taste for both of these bands, because this band kind of sparked an entire revolution of music. They started rock and roll, their sort of subgenre of heavy metal, and that's why I love them, because every other band kind of looked up to them, and it's definitely one awesome thing to see when you look up to somebody, they make something amazing. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Josh Mandel. I'm sorry if this video sucked, but you can hate me all you want. I'm doing this for fun. Have a good day, have a good night, however you're watching this, and if you want to see more, please let me know. Have a good day.